Hello everyone. My name is Kunal, and I'm your mathematics tutor. And today is our sixth lecture on probability. So let me recap the thing कि हमने previous classes में क्या क्या चीजें cover करी थी. So we actually know about the conditional probability, जिसमें हमने तीन cases देखे थे. Then we also know about the binomial experiment, जो हमने previous class में करा था. इसकी फॉर्मूला हमने करी थी NCR सक्सेस टू द पावर R एंड फेलियर टू द पावर N माइनस R, है ना. ये सारे फॉर्मूला कल हमने डिस्कस करे थे. सो इन टुडेज क्लास वी आर एक्चुअली आवर लास्ट लेक्चर ऑन प्रोबेबिलिटी एंड वी आर एक्चुअली गोना डिस्कस द variance standard deviation in probability. Okay, so let us start the first topic, actually mean for the random binomial variables. So let me start it from here. Mean for random binomial variables. So let me write its definition first, then I'm gonna explain. It's just the term, okay. It's actually just the term and just a simple formula that I'm gonna derive it today, and you have to just use. ठीक है, इसमें कोई लाइक अभी तक जितने ही प्रोबेबिलिटी में हमने कॉन्सेप्ट गेन करे हैं वो सारे ही इंपॉर्टेंट थे. यहाँ पे आपको बस एक दो फॉर्मूले मिलेंगे एंड आई विल गिव इट्स प्रूफ एज वेल एंड यू हैव टू जस्ट यूज इट. यहाँ पे आपको मीन वेरिएंस एंड स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशंस वगैरह पूछा जाएगा, तो आपको जस्ट फॉर्मूले यूज करने हैं. ओके, लेट मी राइट इट्स डेफिनेशंस फर्स्ट. ओके, सो बेसिकली एक्सपेरिमेंट has an independent variables, or basically we can say trials, and each trial has two possible outcomes. जो हमने पिछली क्लास में बात करी थी, the one is actually success and the other one is failure. Okay, जिसकी हमने बात करी थी प्रोबेबिलिटीज की P लिया था, इसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी Q लिया था, है ना. सो हमने प्रीवियस क्लास में क्या बात करा था, प्रोबेबिलिटी फॉर x इज इक्वल टू r फॉर r ट्रायल NCR P टू द पावर R एंड Q टू द पावर N माइनस R, जो कि मैंने यहाँ पे लिख रखा है ना. सक्सेस टू द पावर R, फेलियर टू द पावर N माइनस R. यहाँ पे सक्सेस की प्रोबेबिलिटी P है, फेलियर की प्रोबेबिलिटी Q है, तो Q टू द पावर N माइनस R. दिस थिंग वी लर्न. आज हमें क्या करनी है, आज हमें मीन निकालना है. सो वी हैव टू मेक सच डेटा. आपने स्टैटिक्स चैप्टर में देखा होगा कि वहां पे इस तरह की डेटा बनी हुई थी और आपने मीन कई मेथड से भी निकाले होंगे. सो इन टुडेज क्लास वी आर गोना फाइंड द मीन फॉर रैंडम binomial variables. So look at here. There is XI, which is actually number of trial something, and there is the probability PI of success obviously. So here will be like 0, 1, 2, 3 and dot dot dot. Okay, so what's the probability by via this formula will be like NC0, because R is 0 here, where XI is actually number of trials basically. So our probability of success will be like P to the power 0 and Q to the power N. Now it will be like NC1 P and Q to the power N minus 1, and following thing will be happen from here. So we all know that the mean is actually equal to mu is equal to summation of xi into pi, है ना, summation xi into pi. So what will we do here? We will do here like basically here something R is varying from 0 to N, and here written like R into NCR P to the power R and Q to the power N minus R. And we all know that this formula from binomial property like this is actually equal to N minus 1 CR minus 1. So I'm going to write it here, N into N minus 1 CR minus 1. So it's actually equal to N summation of R is equal to 1 to N, and there will be like N minus 1 CR minus 1 P to the power R and Q to the power N minus R. And Now what we have to do, we can write this P into the form of, let me write it here. First multiply by P and divided by P here. So R is equal to 1 to N, and N minus 1 C R minus 1, and we just divided by P. So P to the power R minus 1, and here we will get Q. We can write this as N minus 1 minus R minus 1. We can write into this form now, because look at here. The N minus 1 minus Q minus R minus 1 will be actually equal to N minus 1 minus R plus 1. So we can write it into this form. Now this is actually equal to NP. This is actually equal to P plus Q to the power N minus 1. Look at here. We can whole write this into, like, actually look at here. What I'm going to write it here, like NCR P to the power R and Q to the power N minus R is nothing but P plus Q to the power N. And here the same thing into the form of R minus 1. So it will be going to the N minus 1. Okay. And so therefore our actually mean is equal to mu is equal to NP. I hope this will clear to all of you. And this thing we have, this thing you have to remember actually. This is actually the important formula, that what is mean. So mean is equal to total number of possible outcomes into probability of success, because P is the probability of success here, right? And Q is the probability of failure. So you have to uh, keep it for probability of success. So this is an important formula. Now let's move on to the second property, which is actually termed as variance. So what is variance actually? Okay, sigma square is equal to summation of pi xi square minus mu square. That means minus mean square. So this is actually the formula for variance. Again, and it is actually is equal to n into p into q. So that's why you can also say here, like sigma square is equal to n into p into q is equal to variance. So it's just the formula I'm saying, you can go through its proof as well, but it's actually didn't matter to you. Just go through the formula, because problems में आपको डायरेक्ट वैसे बोला है कि mean and variance निकालो. So we have to know about this formula. Okay. So the mean is nothing but mu is equal to n into p, where n is the total number of possible outcomes and p is the probability of success. And variance is actually equal to sigma square is actually equal to NPQ, where n is total number of possible outcome, p is actually probability for success, and q is actually the probability of failures. Okay, so you have to remember this formula and you have to keep this thing in mind. Okay, you have to actually remember these formulas. Actually, these formulas are important, so you have to keep this in mind. So just you have to remember this also. The third thing is actually termed as standard deviations. Standard deviations. So what is actually standard deviation is, so it's also like written as D. So it is actually equal to root under of variance. That means it is actually equal to root under NPQ. Because our variance is equal to NPQ and the standard deviation is equal to root under of. So these are the three formula that you have to keep in mind, and actually याद भी हो जाएंगे, so nothing to worry about. Now let's do some problem based on it. So आपको practice हो जाए and it will be uh, easy for you to understand as well. Okay, so let's take the question 1, which is like here, a pair of dice is thrown 5 times if getting a doublet. I think you all know about the doublet thing, same things on both. Doublet is considered as success. Is considered as success. Then you have to find mean and variance of the success. है ना? So look at here. What is doublet first? Try to understand what is doublet. So the doublet is the same number appear on the both of the dice. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, 6. These are the 6 possible favorable outcome, which is termed as doublet. So total number of favorable outcome is 6 and total number of possible outcome is 36. So 1 by 6 is the probability of success. So the probability of failure is, so it is actually termed as P. So the probability of failure is nothing but 1 minus probability of success. And it's equal to 1 minus 1 by 6. So it will be equal to 5 by 6. This is actually the probability of failure, which is, we can write it as a Q. Now we have to find, now here n is equal to 5 because we thrown the dice 5 times. Okay. So first thing we have to find is mu. So the mu is equal to mean, which is actually is equal to n into p. So the n is total number of trials, है ना, कितनी बार हमने डाइस को थ्रोन करा है. n independent trials इसको बोलते हैं ना total number of trials. So n is here is 5 and probability of success is actually 1 by 6. So our mean is nothing but 5 by 6. Okay. Then now the next thing is we have to find the variance. So let me write it here. The variance actually is equal to sigma square and it's actually equal to n into p into q. So the n is 5 actually. Probability of success is 1 by 6. Probability of failure is 5 by 6. So we'll get 25 by 36. This is our variance. Okay. So you have to keep this thing in mind. Now let's take the second questions, which is actually based on solving kind of thing. So you can understand it in a well manner. So the question number 2, if difference between mean and variance of binomial, you can write it into a short form like BPD. Okay, binomial variable distribution, it can be written as like this. Okay, is 1 and difference between squares is 11. Then find probability of getting exactly 3 success. So basically, वो तो बात की बात है, but first thing you have to find the value of P and Q and N as well. Okay. So देखो यहाँ पे क्या क्या दिया हुआ है पहले मेरे पास, उसको देखते हैं ना. The first condition according to question is given कि NP minus NPQ is equal to 1. Right? The difference between mean and variance. This is our mean, this is our variance. Second thing is given कि difference between squares, that means n square p square minus n square p square q square is actually 11. Now, from 1 and 2, what we will get actually? We will get np. We can write this into like np square minus npq whole square. And we all know that like a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. Right? So we can write this into np plus npq into np minus npq. And we all know that from equation 1, this is actually equal to 11. This is 1. So what we will get? Np plus npq is equal to 11. This is equation number 3. And so from, if we take here from common things, so we can get the final answer as well. So let's take from one equation and third. So when you add the both equation, what we will get np is equal to 6 and npq is equal to 5. Okay. So from here we can understand like q is equal to 5 by 6, p is equal to 1 by 6. So the n is equal to 36. This is easy, right? You have to just add the 1 and the third equation. So NPQ got cancelled. So you will get 2NP is equal to 12. So the NP is equal to 6. Once you get the NP is equal to 6, you have to put in equation number third. So NP is equal to 6. So NPQ is equal to 5. And when you put the when you divide equation 4th, and let's take it as equation 4 and let's take it as equation 5. So when you divide that, you will get the q value is 5/6. So you get the p value 1/6 and the n value is 36. Now you have to find like probability as a success of x is equal to 3. So it is actually is equal to, we already know in binomial distribution, yeah, or binomial experiment, they like NCR P to success to the power R, failure to the power n minus R. So here will be like 36 C3, and there the P value is actually equal to 1/6 to the power 3, and failure value is actually equal to 33. Here is like 5/6. So this is our final solution or answer for this question. Okay, I hope you'll all understand this, what I'm trying to say. Okay, now let's take the another question. Okay, wait, let me take the special one so that you can understand. Okay, let's take that. If x follows a binomial distribution with mean is equal to 3 and variance is equal to 3/2, find probability for x is greater than equal to 1 and दूसरा probability for x is less than equal to 5. That means success. Okay, that means success. So what you have to do actually here is look at it. According to question, our NP value is given as 3 and NPQ is given as 3/2. So we actually from here we will get Q value is equal to 1/2. So once you get the Q value is 1/2, you will get N value is equal to 6. And you will get P value is also is equal to 1/2. From these two equations, first मैंने क्या करा कि मैंने इन दोनों को divide करा. So you will get the Q value 1/2. एक ऐसा देख लो. And PQ by NP is equal to 3/2 into 3. So NP got cancelled, Q value 1/2. Once you get the Q, put in equation number 1, you get P value, N value 6, and then you will get P value 1/2. Or you have to put in this equation, you will always get. Okay, this thing are it. Now, first question, like probability for x is greater than equal to 1. So it will be actually equal to probability for x is equal to 1, probability for x is equal to 2. कहाँ तक जानी है हमें? 6 तक. Probability x is equal to 3, probability x is equal to 4, plus probability x is equal to 5, है ना? Plus probability x is equal to 6. क्योंकि 6 ही तो independent trials है ना, उससे ज़्यादा तो trials ही नहीं है. So we have to just go through the x is equal to 6. Okay. So, or what we can do? Or we can do one thing, if 1 minus px is equal to 0. So that how many there it will be counted in it. So we can do that thing as well. Let's try to do that thing. Actually, that will be simplest for the calculation purpose. So let me write it here. Probability for x is equal to 1 success is equal to 1 minus probability for x is equal to 0 failure. Okay, so it will be actually equal to 1 minus 6 is 0, 1/2 to the power 0 and 1/2 to the power 6. So it will be equal to 1/60, actually 1/64, but this is actually the probability for failure. So you have to take the probability for success. So it's equal to 1 minus 1/64, so it will be equal to 63/64. I hope this will be clear to all of you. So these things that you have to do here. So let us start with some new problem. So we are actually gonna do. So look at here. यहाँ पे आपके जितने भी टॉपिक्स थी ना प्रोबेबिलिटी के, वो सारे एंड हो गए. हमने सारे मीन वेरिएंस जो भी टॉपिक थी उसको कवर करा. लास्ट में एक सेक्शन आती है which is actually known by miscellaneous problem. So let me start it here. Miscellaneous problems. ठीक है, अभी तक हमने जितने भी कॉन्सेप्ट करे हैं ना उन सब का मतलब कंबाइन करके कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चन बन रहे होते हैं. सो लेट मी राइट इट हियर. So the first question is actually it is important and based on a cube. Okay, so the question is a cube is colored. Cube is colored with red color to its all faces and cuts into 125 small cubes of small size. Now, one cube is taken at random. So you have to find the probability that selected cube has question one exactly three faces colored. दूसरा two faces exactly two faces colored. Third problem exactly one face is colored, and last question is exactly zero faces colored. Okay, so let me elaborate the question. So can I draw the cube kind of thing here? If I am able, it will be better to elaborate it to all of you. Okay, I think from this we can. Oh. Okay, so give me a moment so I can elaborate it to you. Give me just 1 or 2 minutes so I can get a cube photo so that I can elaborate it to you. So this is actually our cube. So let me tell you the question once again. So there is a cube, a big cube, जिसको हमने 100 पहले उसको रेड कलर से हमने पेंट करा. So let me paint it to the actually red color. So it will be clear to all of you what what's this question actually want to say. So the first line is a cube is colored with the red color. So this cube is colored with the red color, all faces. Okay. There, I just take it not doing with a good way. So I'm just taking it into small section so you can understand कि हाँ ये सारी cubes colored है. Okay. Now the next line is saying कि now what I'm gonna do here, I just break this cube into, and now what I did to the cube, I just break it into 125 small cubes. So look at here. This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is actually the 5 cross 5 dimension LBH as well. So it will be 125 cubes if you count it. है ना, like देखो 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Length will be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be height, and there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be width as well. So total number of cube will be 125. Now what is the question? Now take the one cube as a random. तो एक cube हम क्या लेते हैं ना, random लेते हैं. So when I take the one cube as a random, so you have to find exactly three faces were painted. So if you take the corner one, look at here. If you take that cube, so इसकी तीन faces colored है. ऊपर वाली colored है, साइड वाली colored है, and left side वाली colored है ना. If you take the other than if you take the sidal cube, like ये side वाली, ये side वाली, ये side वाली cube की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, बीच में नहीं जा रहा मैं. I'm just taking out the corner one. So इसके तीनों तीन faces colored हैं. होंगे कि नहीं होंगे? If I take the all four corner, 1 corner, 2 corner, 3 corner, 4 corner of this cube, I just take it at the upper surface of the cube. मैं बस upper surface of the cube की बात कर रहा हूँ, जहां पे इस तरीके से बनी हुई है 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4 and this is actually our 5. So ये जो चार कॉर्नर हैं इस पे तीन फेसेस कलर्ड हैं, ऊपर वाले भी, लेफ्ट वाले भी एंड राइट साइड वाले भी, है ना. मतलब उसके अपने अकॉर्डिंग आप डायरेक्शन देख सकते हो. तो ये क्या है ना कि कलर्ड है. जब दो फेसेस की बात करते हैं तो ये तीन जो है ना इसकी दो फेसेस कलर्ड है. एक ये वाली फेसेस कलर्ड है और एक ऊपर वाली फेस कलर्ड है। जो इसके अंदर में जो हमें दिख नहीं रही है वो दो फेस कलर नहीं है। देखो इस क्यूब का नीचे वाला पार्ट, मतलब यहाँ से यहाँ तक की क्यूब का जो नीचे वाला पार्ट है वो, और जो इस साइड वाली पार्ट है वो हमें दिख नहीं रहा, दैट मीन्स वो कलर्ड नहीं है। हमने कलर्ड बस अपर सरफेस को करा है ना, अंदर तो कर नहीं सकते हैं। आई जस्ट सेड दिस सॉलिड क्यूब हियर। तो ये तीन जो सरफेस हैं उनके दो दो क्यूब कलर्ड है, एंड बाकी जो बीच में बचे कॉर्नर को, मतलब बाइसाइडल को हटा के बाकी जो भी यहाँ पे बीच में जितने भी क्यूब हैं उनके बस अपर सरफेस ही मतलब कलर्ड है ना। अगर ये सारे क्यूब की अगर मैं देखता हूं तो उसमें क्या है कि बस अपर सरफेस ही कलर्ड है। आर यू गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से हियर इज, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दीज क्यूब। लुक एट हियर, आई जस्ट मार्क इट हियर यहाँ से। ओके, आई जस्ट डिड अ स्मॉल मिस्टेक हियर। लेट मी let me clarify it in a better way so you can feel it ki what I'm trying to say. Look at here, I'm talking about these area. Okay, and first thing I'm talking about, let me take it with the green color which have four. This cube, this cube has these three part will be colored. अगर क्यूब कलर्ड है तो देखो एक पार्ट, दो पार्ट, तीन पार्ट। सिमिलरली फॉर दिस वन ये कलर्ड है, एंड उस साइड जो है मतलब सरफेस है वो वाली कलर्ड है, एंड दिस साइड। तो ये तीन पार्ट कलर्ड है। बाकी if I take with the blue color for the two one, so look at here, these three cubes will be colored this face and this face, this face and this face, this face and this face. But for the these cube, these face and these face, three faces were colored. Now if I talking about these cubes, है ना, ये इन क्यूब्स के बारे में अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं तो इनमें बस एक ही सरफेस कलर्ड है, एंड वो है अपर वन, है ना। ये यही सिर्फ कलर्ड है ना, क्योंकि बीच में तो कलर्ड ही नहीं है। इफ वी टेक इट एज अ सिमिलर वे, तो ये वाली जो पोर्शन है ये आपका तीन पार्ट कलर्ड है, एक दो एंड उसके बिहाइंड वाली, फिर ये भी तीन पार्ट कलर्ड है, एक दो बिहाइंड वाली। बट ये जो बीच में जो क्यूब है ना वो बस एक पार्ट कलर्ड है, वो है उसकी अपर वर्जन। सिमिलरली if this part you can take it into account, so these three were colored into two part, one and the its behind of. Okay, so this is actually I am talking about the upper surface of the cube. We are taken into account as a upper surface. I hope this question will be clear to all of you. I'm taking upper surface as in account. I hope it will be clear to all of you what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now we can solve the problem. Okay, so the first question is exactly three phases will be colored. Okay, see, first question, probability that exactly three phases will be colored. So actually total number of cubes is 125, and our favorable is 1, 2, 3, 4. Each corner has each faces has 4. So similarly 4 downside, so it will be 4 plus 4, it will be 8 by 125. I hope this thing will be clear to all of you, है ना। और ये भी तो होंगे ना यहाँ पे इस साइड, this corner there is 8 vertices in the cube, so there will be 8, and फिर ये वाली जो भी पीछे है ना। Okay, now the second question is exactly two faces color. Okay, question 2, probability that exactly two faces will be colored. So it will be equal to count here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One face has 6. है ना? One face has 6, and the rest of the face like 1, 2, 3, 4. Just count it at. Just count it. Okay. Don't worry about that. Just count it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there will be 12 on the one faces. So if I count this into this account, so we will have to just count this 6 into this. जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे ऊपर वाले में 6 काउंट करा, तो ये इस वाले सरफेस में अगर अपन काउंट कर रहे हैं तो 1 2 3, तो इसे काउंट नहीं करेंगे बिकॉज इट विल बी ऑटोमेटिकली काउंटेड इन दी अपर वन. सो व्हाट विल हैव टू डू, 12 + 12, and from for the two sides 6 + 6 by 125. So it will be equal to 36 by 125. I hope this thing will be clear to all of you. Just count it. Just count these part, these part, these part, and these part. Next question. Probability that exactly one face is colored. Okay, so look at here. Count just how many in the one faces. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. And how many faces were there? There will be 6 faces in the cube. So 9 into 6 by 125. So it will be 54 by 125. Now the next question is how many exactly zero face colored. Okay. Probability that exactly zero face is colored. So what I have to do here for zero faces colored, what you have to take, just think about that. इसके बीच में जो क्यूब होगी ना, जो हमें दिख नहीं रही है, लाइक ये सरफेस दिख रहा है जो कि कलर्ड है, बट इसके जो नीचे वाले क्यूब्स होंगे, जो इसके ठीक पैरेलल अंदर में होगा, वो क्यूब्स तो कलर्ड ही नहीं होंगे ना. और दूसरी बात, यहाँ पे हम काउंट कैसे कर सकते हैं, हमें तो वो दिख ही नहीं रहा है. सो व्हाट वी कैन डू 1 माइनस प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट one face colored, two face colored, three face colored. है ना? So we can get 1 minus 125 by sorry, what I'm writing here. Okay, so here like 8 by 125 now. Okay, so 1 minus 8 by 125 minus 36 by 125 minus 54 by 125. So here we will get 125 minus 8 minus 36 minus 54 by 125. So it is actually is equal to 27 by 125. That means there were 27 cubes. That means there were 27 cubes, which is actually tint colored. Okay. So I hope you will all understand with this figure kind of things. So, okay. That's all for today's. And there is the end of the chapter probability. I hope you'll all enjoy this chapter because it's mostly based on real life प्रॉब्लम्स. और मैंने सारे करके भी दिखाए थे, लाइक पर्स प्रॉब्लम्स, लाई डिटेक्टर टेस्ट, है ना, ये सारे कुछ करके दिखाए. तो ये सारे रियल इम्प्लीमेंटेशंस हैं. यू कैन प्ले विद दैट. एंड ओके, सो just solve questions based on today's lecture, which is like mean, variance, standard deviations and all. Okay, thank you. I hope you will meet soon with the new chapter and new concept. Thank you.